All right, Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm back with Mr. Custom Made himself, Rick Glaser. Rick, welcome back.
How are you, buddy? It was great to see you in Vegas. We got in a nice podcast while we were out there. We were both out there, and here we are tonight again. And 8 days later, we're ready to roll.
Yeah, no, it was definitely great seeing you. I got a lot of good responses from it. I'm sure you did too. You know, I know your wife. You informed me that your wife likes your nickname, Mr. Custom Made.
Yeah, it's cute. She likes
Yeah.
it.
All right, all right.
It's better than some of the other nicknames I have.
What are some of the other nicknames you've had through the years? Just before you get
Oh,
into the
the
boxing.
animal. The OG. A whole bunch of them.
Okay, okay. Well, Rick, there's a lot to get into, so I don't want to waste any time. I know you've been tweeting back and forth with Devin Haney and Bill Haney, and their name has been in the headlines a lot recently for the Keyshawn Davis fight not happening. Now, Liam Paro, even that's fallen out. What's your take on all that?
Well, Liam Paro, he just won the title, and he's got a while to make a title defense. I think it's 9 months for a mandatory. And he's from Australia. He fights over there. So he can get a lot of money just fighting a regular guy. He doesn't need to take a big jump like that and fight a fight he's probably going to lose. So he wanted, what I call fuck you money, crazy amount of money to fight, or he wasn't going to fight. And he didn't get what he wanted, and he moves on. So they'll fight who they want to fight. He'll get a win. He'll still be in position to fight a Haney, maybe the winner of Conor Ben and Ryan Garcia. Who knows? But in the meantime, I could understand why he's not taking the fight. But they made him look bad. His own people made him look bad. You price yourself out, and you announce the fights. You're negotiating the fight. The next thing you know is they're pricing themselves out. Then why did you make the announcement you're negotiating the fight?
Yeah, I know.
Makes no sense. They make the guy look like a duck.
They did, and I don't look at Liam Paro as a duck. This is a guy that raised his hand.
No, he's got balls. He went to Puerto Rico. He's traveled the world. He's a tough bastard.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. Have you heard anything as far as numbers? Because there's no numbers really out there.
No, I didn't hear any numbers at all.
Okay. Why do you think it's what is the biggest difficulty in Devin Haney pinning down one of these fights? Because he's had a lot of failed.
Well, it's because he gets X amount of dollars from the zone to do the fight, and they're taking up so much of the money they want to pay an opponent peanuts, and they're not getting away with it. People just keep saying no, 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 no. So.
Okay, so they're trying to get as much as they can for as little as possible, pretty much.
Right.
Okay. Now it sounds like Devin's moving on to Jack Catterall. That's the opponent now they're looking at.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm sure that's being pushed by the zone.
Yeah. What do you think about that matchup? If you have any thoughts about it at all?
Well, I think that Haney wins, but it's a good fight. Jack Catterall's got a high ring IQ. He's got a good jab. Overall, a very, very good fighter. No complaints about his overall abilities.
Yeah, it's probably the best they can do, unless, of course, they signed Tiger Johnson a contract.
He ain't fighting Tiger Johnson.
Yeah, why you say that?
He just wouldn't right now. He wouldn't. Tiger Johnson doesn't bring enough to the table, but a hard fight. He's got a really good jab. He's got a good ring IQ. He's a little leaky on the defense, but he's not a puncher. And when you got a really good jab like that, and a long jab and a power jab like that, and with speed behind it and straight like an arrow, you could really fuck a guy up.
Correct. Well, I feel like if Devin really wanted to make a fight happen, I mean that he would take it, because he's still pissed off about what happened when he got jumped.
Who got jumped? Tiger Johnson got jumped. What, New York City? Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah, and shout out my guy Joey. He mentioned the fact that Tiger is taking Devin to court. I guess he has a restraining order on him, so that could also be playing a role as well.
Yeah, I probably is. But if the zone says you're making the Tiger Johnson fight, believe me, Devin Haney's making the fight.
Well, yeah, because they got all the promoters now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yesterday, Rick, we had the big. Well, we had the Zoo Boxing card. We had Aaron Mckenna beat Etinosa Oliha and to win the vacant IBF title. But the fight, Rick, was really background noise to to the main event, which was your boy Max Kellerman. Max Kellerman with the commentary. Well, before we get into that, did you watch Mckenna Oliha at all? Did you get a chance to see the highlights or watch the fight?
It was dreadful.
Wow.
Watching two guys for a world title, neither of them can fight. It's pretty bad.
Okay. Well, Aaron Mckenna won, and I know he's got a mandatory duel against Amari Jones. That'll be a fight that's discussed really soon. I know you were a Golden Boy, Rick, but shoot it to us straight, man. Like, what's Aaron McKenna's chances against Amari Jones, or how do you see that matchup?
I think that Amari Jones will slice, dice, cut, beat down. That's ugly.
Yeah, you're talking about a straight annihilation.
Yeah. What do you think?
Me,
you're not a seasoned eye, but you got a good eye.
I think Amari won on points. I think it'll be a solid fight, but I think Amari's athleticism and his athleticism and his ring IQ, I think those things will be the difference in the
Really?
fight.
You say I think he goes the distance, man? I think he gets caught up.
Who, Mckenna?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think just because with Mckenna being big and rangy, he's not necessarily he's not aesthetically pleasing to watch, but he's good enough at all ranges, I think, to at least go the distance.
Yeah, but he fought an inept guy that was slow.
Yeah.
Amari Jones is not inept and he's fast.
Fair enough. We'll have to see how it goes. I think Amari won on points, but if he can knock him out, great. Shout out to my man BSB. Says it was one of the worst fights of the year. I don't know what Brandon was watching. He told me.
What were you watching?
I was watching the fight. Oliha versus Mckenna.
It was like watching paint dry. Neither guy has any ability. One guy won because the other guy was so pathetic.
It went pretty much according to script. If you go on, I thought
what they should do is he doesn't have to do the mandatory right away. If you can probably get another fight in. He should go fight Callum Walsh over there. It's a huge fight. Then the winner fights Amari Jones by such and such a date. That's all there is to it.
That'd be nice, and I know it won't happen because I interviewed Eric Gomez, but I would like to see Amari Jones. If that were to play out, Amari Jones versus Jahi Tucker in the intermediate time would be a really fun fight.
What does Tucker have to do with it?
Well, Jahi Tucker, Amari, I believe, is ranked number 1. Tucker is 3 or 4 in the IBF. So if
but the winner, if the two winners fight, Jones would agree to fight. They'd agree to fight the winner, which is Jones. So he wouldn't have to fight him for another 9 months after the fight. You're looking at a year and a half down the road for a Jahi Tucker fight.
Yeah, I those two have had words in the past, and I just feel like it's a good rivalry fight. So it's one of the only fights in the middleweight division that I would feel anything about, like excitement wise, because the middleweight division is so talent, and it's arguably the worst division in boxing right now.
Makes sense.
Yeah. What's I gonna ask you next? Oh, so Max, kind of getting back to Max Kellerman, man. He made some outlandish comparisons. I told you one of them earlier last night when we were talking that he compared Aaron McKenna's meanness in the ring to that of a Terrence Crawford, which I know you'll love because I know how much you love Terrence Crawford. What do you make of these comparisons? Because he's comparing McKenna to Crawford. He's comparing Stephen McKenna to Iran Barkley. What do you think, Rick?
He compared Callum Walsh to Roy Jones and Joe Calzaghe. What do I think?
Yeah,
I think the man is. He's way past the back nine. He's shot. I think that has delusional tendencies, and I think he's a fucked up dude.
Yeah. Do you think he really believes all this, or is it?
I don't know. I've never sat down and talked to this Jerkoff.
Yeah.
They pay him a lot of money to be a Jerkoff. It's amazing.
Yeah, and he's doing a hell of a job pushing some really crazy narratives in the fight game right now. You know, I was never the biggest Max Kellerman fan, but
nobody's insulted more on the internet than Max Kellerman.
Boxing fans don't normally agree on many things. Like to get the whole sport of boxing, the community to agree on something is damn near impossible. But here we are with Max.
Yeah,
Kellerman.
they all agree, and that Max Kellerman's a jerk-off.
Correct.
I had one guy that said to me, the Jewish guy said to me, if he wasn't Jewish, he'd be completely useless.
Damn. My man right here says Max Kellerman is just reading talking points prepared by the TKO marketing team.
I don't believe that.
No, you think he really thinks?
No, I don't believe that. No.
These are all original thoughts, you feel?
I think they're all coming out of Max's mouth.
Fair enough. He obviously the first crazy comparison he made was Callum Walsh to Roy Jones.
No, the
Jr.
first crazy one was when they came on TV in the first show. And he said, "I've been waiting for Zuffa boxing since I've been a little kid." This fucking asshole. Oh my God.
He said, you know, imagine if you had the NFL, but in boxing, you know, and he compared. He was happy that boxing finally had a league. That's essentially what he was trying to say. That the league structure was coming to boxing.
Thank you, Max. We didn't have to have a league years ago because the fighters fought one another. So he's full of shit.
You're saying in the 80s and the 90s and the 70s when they were on ABC, it was more of a league structure then?
Come on. They were killing each other every Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, Cutman had to be doctors, for Christ's sake. It was so fucking brutal, those fights.
Correct. And you had
ESPN. I mean, Yaki Lopez, Matthew Saad, Dwight Muhammad Quarry. I mean, the list is the list of and the junior lightweights and the lightweights, the junior lightweights: Rolando Navarrete, Cornelia Boza Edwards, Bobby Chacon. I'm trying to think. Rolando Navarrete, Boza Edwards. I mean, these guys were killers. They're featherweights. Danny Little Red Lopez, Salvatore Sanchez. I mean, these guys were killers.
Yep.
I mean, killers. And they were on every Saturday and Sunday killing each other. And like I said, Cutman didn't wrap hands back then. They were worried about stopping cuts on a full. They were cut everywhere. I mean, the Cutman were carrying sunglasses around for the fighters after the fights were over to put glasses on them, for Christ's sake. I mean, a different era.
Don't forget Rafael Lamone, Rick. Don't forget him.
Rafael Bazooka Lamone. Yeah, another one. I mean, they were killers. I mean, every fight was great, and they all fought each other, happily.
Yeah.
Today, I mean, they fight on the internet, and then they don't fight in the ring. These brat bastards.
Well, we also too, even in the 90s when you had HBO Boxing, we had more quality control, because I've been going back and rewatching a lot of HBO Boxing fights recently. Like one fight that really shows a difference in eras between then and now would be like I Corte versus Vince Phillips. You know, even the B-sides back then are fighting you tooth and nail.
Different world back then.
Yeah. Is there a world, Rick, where boxing could get back to those days where there is quality control and there is those kind of fights?
you hire real boxing guys as TV executives instead of TV executives that went to college, don't know anything about boxing. It's a real problem.
Yeah,
that's a real problem.
Is people,
that a guy like me goes to make a fight, they tell me that we don't want that fight, it's not a good fight. You're telling me what a good fight is, you fucking asshole? Jesus fucking Christ, it's brutal.
Was there ever?
I said, how long have you been around boxing? You just started, 2 years ago? What'd you do before that? You were fucking pushing pens and papers around. Yeah, now all of a sudden you're a boxing expert. You know nothing.
Yeah, he was fetching
a guy who fishes knows of a left hook from a right cross. I mean, just it's ridiculous.
Yeah, No, it's a different state, different times we're living in. Is there a particular fight, Rick? Because you mentioned bringing up fights to, I guess, promoters or executives. Is there a particular time in your career where you brought up a fight and they said, Rick, that's not a good fight? Is there a matchup that you would say sticks out?
Yeah, Billy Irwin and Arturo Gatti, which would have been the fight of a lifetime.
Okay.
They shot it down. And Billy Irwin ended up fighting Juan Diaz. He had the flu, but whatever. But that's beside the point. He was a top 5 contender. They shot it down. Ridiculous.
They didn't see the vision in that fight.
I don't know what they saw.
But okay.